Hi guys, it's about 11 o'clock on Monday night here in Georgia. It's very hot. I haven't had to run my heat in days, which is good. It's abnormally hot here. It's about 78 in my apartment, so I'm sitting here in my favorite little spot for now till I get something a little bit better set up. Somebody said you like it. It's comforting. The heat part is not on, of course. And I had no intention of doing this tonight, but I think you guys kind of know I'm kind of more of a spur of the moment and, talk when I feel I need to and when yeah, so anyway, it's been a rough few days and I just decided, I told you guys that I'm going to continue to video the good, bad, and the ugly because I think it gives those of us, we need to see all of it, I think. And I mean, if you're in the place to do that, I don't watch much of the ugly. I did in the beginning, and it was all scaring me so much, and so I know what I'm able to handle right now, and it's not a whole lot. It's actually not a whole lot of information anymore right now, so I don't subscribe too much or watch a whole lot. And my hair looks like disaster. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I fix my hair. So there's something I need to talk to you guys about. This is kind of has to do a lot with trust and loneliness and that. So, but I'll start with Thursday. I overdid it big time physically Thursday. It doesn't matter how, but I just did. I pushed myself. I didn't take my own advice on my don't push it video. Thursday night and Friday were bad, but there were some other factors that went into that, some trigger factors, but Saturday was much better, and then yesterday, it started out okay. I mean, it was okay. It was not good. It wasn't really bad, terribly bad. I mean, I didn't get out, but I needed to get out because I dropped my phone in the toilet on Thursday with what I was doing that day, and I can't afford another phone right now. So luckily, I still had this Verizon tablet. So I don't know how this video is going to come out. I didn't think it was still active, but it is, so I can't make a phone call. I can't even call 911 if I need to, but I can still text and communicate with email, YouTube. For now, it's really hard to text on it because of its size. So, I don't know. It looks pretty grainy to me. I don't know if that's how it's going to come out, but anyway. So, I don't know. Hopefully I'll have a phone sometime, but it's, thank goodness I had this. I'd be kind of pretty much cut off from the world right now. But last night and today have been really, really, really difficult and very symptomatic. A wave. For me personally, like physically, there's more like tidal waves physically, and then there's more days where it's an emotional and mental drowning, from a wave, but it's more that than as much as the physical symptoms that you have when you're in a complete 100% wave state. And so I posted actually, or tweeted actually a couple things about, a little comment about my wave, my acronym for wave and stuff. That it was kind of cool that the Benzodiazepine Information Coalition liked it and retweeted it. And so I do follow them, and World Benzodiazepine Awareness Day, and I need to just take a deep breath. Part of this is going to be about trust, and I'm going to try not to get emotional because, gosh, I feel like I've cried like an ocean of tears in the past few days between the wave stuff and then the emotional aspect. I don't really know how some of you guys that are dealing with this alone like I am, I don't know what is giving you comfort. I'm glad that some of my videos have been able to comfort you. And I probably should seek that out more myself. And, but also what I found is that there are people that are going to come into your life through this, well, for me actually, where it was going to the dog park when I had my dog, because it happened to me there, and then even through here, we become like a family to each other. And people have been following your videos for quite a long time, and you develop kind of this trust for people that you're not really even sure why. You just feel like this is a community that's we have each other's back, and we're gonna, we can trust each other, and we know the pain and the hurt and the devastation and the loss and everything that comes along with this. So the last thing we want to do is hurt each other, even if we disagree with what someone is saying. I have to say, in about the 18, 19 months I've been doing this, I've only had 2 really ugly comments. One was really, really vicious. I had to block the person. But both of those were from when I was still in my home with my fiance. So that's been a long time. And I think I have like over 20,000 views now on my videos. So I think that says a lot. I'm pretty pleased with that. But what I didn't expect was that, somebody might be following you and they might be encouraging you, and you might think that they're so nice and they're giving you all this positive energy and support, and then next thing you know, they're private messaging you, and then you're emailing, and then before you know it, you're texting, and then there's a mention of, well, maybe a phone, we can talk, and it turned out where it was Skyping, because it was that situation, the distance. But I don't really understand why, if you're not in a place in your own personal life to know 100% that you can come into one of our lives that's going through this, because actually this person is not going through benzo withdrawal. They said that they were taking it for a week and started researching it and came across one of my videos and stopped after a week. So that made me elated. I'm now not even so sure if that story's true or not. That's just what I was told. So someone comes into your life, so they're not really relating to you so much with what you're going through. So if you're not in a place where you think you can then handle it, then don't reach out to us, and don't befriend us, don't let things get to a trusting place, and only to be someone else that comes into our lives that causes us pain and grief and lack of trust. I had so little trust going into my relationship with my now ex-fiance that to open up to anybody is extremely difficult for me. And you find yourself doing that, and I did, and it backfired in a big way. So then I found myself having to try to go through my videos and delete comments, and block someone from being able to comment on my videos now, block from Instagram, and I don't think you can block someone from actually seeing your videos that I could find, but so yeah, it was just a really messed up situation, and it just kind of, I know a lot of you guys feel like every time you take a step forward, there's somebody that just wants to shove you 2 steps back, whether they mean to or not. And it seems I've just gotten to a point in my life where I don't feel like I have a single person, period, that I really trust. certainly that I can rely on. Not one that I can name. Not a friend, not a family member, not one single person that I completely trust and rely on, and not a single person that's here for me. I posted something on Facebook, and it was actually a link to I think it's the UK Benzo.org UK or something. I get a lot of information from them, as this is a horrific epidemic in the UK as well. But they have a list that I copied and pasted that lists all the different stages, acute, protracted, and dependency, all of the different stages, and the list of side effects, and it's just, and I knew if I just put the link, people aren't going to click on it. They just don't. Especially with me anymore. They're so over, this whole thing with me. But I'm glad they are, because I would love to be, but so I copied and pasted it, and I said something, very, very, very just, matter of fact, before, but so they could just see what we're going through, and that we shouldn't be going through it alone, and we need, but it got hardly anything, any, acknowledgement, one or two, I think. Now, if I post a picture of my grandson or something, I might get 30, 40, likes, comments, and, does that make sense to me? No, it doesn't make sense to me. I know there's so much going on in the world right now that I think what's happening, and you guys tell me if you think this, like with the latest school shooting, I can relate to that. It was probably about 20 years ago when one of my sons was in elementary school, and there were some teenagers shooting at the kids in the playground with BB guns, and the school tried to cover it up. I called the local news when my son told me about it. I was in shock that the parents weren't notified, and I called the local news. They came out and did an interview with me, and then they interviewed the school, and they had to own up to what had happened, how they had covered it up. So I can certainly relate to that feeling of like terror when your child says something like that. I've not lost a child. That's the one test I've always prayed that God not put me through. I've always told him put me through anything else, and sometimes I tell him at night, like, you're really taking me at my what I told you. You put me through anything else, because boy, have you. Not just this, kind of pretty much my whole life, but but I think when these things are happening, that we almost get a sense of people feeling like, yeah, how dare you still put out your suffering, yeah, we know you're sick, Shelley, but, people have lost their children, or there's this going on, or people still don't have homes and power in Puerto Rico, but in that, it's kind of like how people in Texas kind of felt like when Puerto Rico happened, they kind of got forgotten about because it was worse, or it was the more bigger need at the time, and I guess it's kind of like that. I don't know, but I feel like people don't think you should be talking about your suffering because there's worse things going on. But how it doesn't negate, all the other suffering when other tragedies happen. So, but that's one thing that I can say that maybe kind of makes sense of it, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of grasping at straws here, trying to make sense of how people are pretty calloused, with this, and we keep screaming and crying and pleading and begging and, and it just, I don't know, certainly the government, Hollywood, it just seems like nobody's listening. I tweeted something about I'm so sick of the Xanax and Klonopin jokes and stuff with celebrities. I was trying to watch Grace and Frankie on Netflix. I think it's a great show, but I had to quit watching it because Jane Fonda's character basically, it's a comedy, and they make light and fun of the fact that she's always popping Valium and drinking her martinis, and I couldn't stomach it anymore because because of how they were making a joke out of it, and I tagged her in a tweet about it, and but it's so I guess I don't know. I hope things continue to change, and people are going to listen one day. It's been too late for a lot of people. Some days I feel like it's too late. For me, I have attempted suicides. I'm not going to lie about that. Not since I actually found out what was making me sick, but I certainly have had come close. But when I started getting sick with the interdose withdrawal, with akathisia from being put on Abilify and all this crazy stuff, and my son and my mom were taking shifts and taking care of me. I never ate. People say I'm thin now. I was blowing away in the wind, and so yeah, I really shouldn't be here, and there's been times now through this process, especially with the loneliness and the whole mental aspect of it, because people don't understand that because they're not paying attention to the science behind it. So when you put this stuff out there on Facebook or Instagram and you're whatever, they think it's just you're just going through depression and you need to go see a doctor and you just need to get over yourself, and well, people who know me, this I'm still me, but I'm not me. This is not me. This is not me. I've always been very resilient. I've always been very strong. I've been through hell and back since through childhood on, and I've always, proved my strength. And whether it was running marathons or whether it's being a single mom and raising two very accomplished and successful and talented and gifted sons, are they coming through for me right now? No. But it's not because they're not great people that I adore, and I know they love me. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but I'm not going to talk negatively about my children. I'll be honest in saying that, because I know sometimes people must think, well, you keep saying you have two grown sons and you're talking about you're always alone, but that's just the reality of it. I have to be honest. So I kind of lost my train of thought. Imagine that. But I guess I was thinking too, this is kind of off the, no pun intended, off the rail when I talk about a little roller coaster. This crazy roller coaster that we all so desperately want off of. And there's a couple of roller coasters at Six Flags that I haven't been to Six Flags in a long time, but there's one that I absolutely love. It's the Superman roller coaster where you get in your seat like this, and then it turns you over where you're facing face down, and and it's amazing because you go down the hills and you're head first, and you feel like you're literally just at lightning speed about to crash head first into the ground, and then it swoops up just like Superman, and then you're soaring and you're flying, and it's amazing because so you think you're about to crash, and then it's awesome. Some people hate it. I absolutely love it. And it kind of reminds me of how, like, you know, that's more like a window Benzo day, you know. And then there's the dang scream machine that I absolutely hate, because it's an old, giant, rickety, you know, wooden roller coaster that's been there forever, and it's entitled appropriately in for a wave day in the roller coaster. So it's called the scream machine, and it's just like, and you just feel like you're just not getting anywhere, and you're just going up so slowly up that first top hill, just creeping along, and you're hearing all the clanking and the noise, and you're not quite sure how you feel, and like, okay, I think I want off, but I can't get off. What do I do? And you get to the top, and you still not sure how you feel. Like, no, I don't want to go off, but guess what? Well, you're going off the ledge, whether you like it or not. It's gonna happen, so you better deal with it. And you come crashing down, and then it's just like up and down, and it's jerking you everywhere, side to side, and and you just, and it's just like, you know, I don't know, I hate it. And, yeah, that's my weird analysis I threw in there for my roller coaster analysis of the benzodiazepine process. Oh boy, I don't know. I know you guys tell me I make sense when I'm talking. I just don't feel like I make any sense. But you know, you wish you had that, you know, switch. I know you guys do. You wish you just had that switch on the side of your brain. It's like, okay, time to switch off the brain now. Boop. Doesn't work that way. So I guess that was really what I wanted to talk about. Is we really have to be careful who we trust, and because there are going to be people out there that take that last little ounce from you, and they are not going to care that they did that to you. And there are going to be people that we put our cries and our stuff out there on Instagram and Facebook, and we're still going to get little or nothing in return. But I did have something really good happen, though, this evening. My best friend in the whole world, who I call my Will, and I'm his Grace, he moved to Sweden because that's where his fiancée lives and is from. And he called, which is like around 12:30 Sweden time, but it's 6:30 tonight, my time, and it's like he's always kind of had this sixth sense, and I miss him so bad. Like, when he just absolutely just has this feeling that I need to talk to him. So, and the only way he can do it is because, and then another reason I keep my Facebook account active is because he can FaceTime me. He can call me on Facebook, you know, and we can FaceTime on Facebook for free. So, so it was good. It was good. So, but anyway, and you guys know I always go a little too long, and I wanted to talk to you also about my taper. Last night was my taper night. I did not taper last night, but I'm going to come back and talk to you this week about the fact that I did get switched to liquid Valium. I have a whole big bottle of liquid Valium. Of course, the other day I just wanted to drink it all and take the rest of my pills, and but I didn't, actually, because for one thing, I already have that T-shirt. It wouldn't, all it would do is put me in one of those behavioral centers for a few days, and then they try to put you on all kinds of drugs, which I now know I would refuse. I didn't know better when I was going through it before. And, yeah, so be like, oh, that would be a waste of time, just more grief. But, you know, we feel that way a lot of times. So, yeah. So, anyway, I feel like there's like, I could sit here and say like hours more worth of stuff. Then you guys would be really upset and be like, yeah, I'm really going to watch a movie of Shelly just sitting there by her fireplace talking. But hey, I just need somebody to talk to, you know. So, this isn't one of my stronger days. I'm sorry. It doesn't bother me at all if you don't watch it, if you don't comment on it, if you thumbs down it, whatever. It's all good. I get it. I don't get what somebody did to me through this, through my channel. I don't get that at all. And it will keep me now from opening up to other people that try to reach out to me privately. And that makes me sad. It really makes me sad. Because trust is huge. And it's so hard to do. So, but, you know, maybe I'll get there again one day. Anyway, so if I haven't commented on your guys', I've tried to comment, I think, on most of the things that you guys have left me. It's just kind of hard with this tablet. Like I said, I don't have a phone, so if I'm not as active, it's because of that. It doesn't have the little heart icon on my app on this tablet, so I can't like put the little heart by a comment or anything. And I've been in a really emotional place when it comes to YouTube. But I appreciate the new people who have commented and reached out to me, and I hope that I can be of help to you. And please, if this looks like it's going to disturb you, please, by all means, click it off. I 100% get that. I also just want to make one final comment. My channel, if you want to call it that, it's by no means professional by any means. It is 100% a Benzo channel, and I have to stand true to that. And we are crossing paths with each other, and it's a great thing. And but I have to stay true to the fact that mine is a Benzo channel, which means I 100% do not believe in this drug. Period. And when I go into my medicine, my taper and everything, we'll talk about that a little bit more, okay? I just want you to know that that's what this is. If you're seeing this for the first time, you're not going to hear me say that, you know, hey, I don't know. I'm never going to be judgmental. I'm always going to try to be supportive. But you're always going to hear me advocate for never, ever touching this drug, and for not going cold turkey, as I did for 2 months, and for tapering properly and as long as it takes. Thanks to you guys, I slowed down. Thanks to you guys. So, but, yeah, I'll talk more about that next time, when maybe all this isn't going on. All right. Hey, I don't know when I'll be going to bed, or how late it'll be up, but you guys will probably won't see this till tomorrow, maybe. So, sorry, 30 minutes, almost. Anyway, alright, God bless, take care, and all that good stuff. And my WAVE acronym, Warriors After Victory Empowerment. And yeah, and thanks to a poet, I did that with my letters, because I wanted to turn that, you know, as someone who loves the ocean so much. And then it's like, wait, how dare you call this wave? I mean, waves are beautiful to me, and now they're this horrible, this ugly thing to think about. So, you know what? But I want to feel when I'm having one that I am a warrior, and that I'm after victory, that it's going to empower me to get through the next wave. And that's why I came up with those words. So, with that said, I'll talk to you soon. Good night, you guys.